Welcome back to Firm Foundation Homesteading. So I have a thought for you guys. So have you ever been in a season of your life where it feels like you're the one who's planting the crops, planting the seeds, or the one who's watering, but you're not the one reaping the benefit. You're not the one getting the harvest of it. And I was out watering some plants that I did not plant, but I was watering them, and I noticed that these two lovely squash and this little bitty tomato were ready to be harvested. So I got to harvest it and reap the benefit of something I did not plant. Now, a lot of the things that I've been going through lately has been thinking about why can I not see the results of the things that I have been working so hard for. I was just going to film this little bird outside my window. There he goes. Anyway, and that's the little garden that I picked them from. But I was thinking about the Apostle Paul in 1 Corinthians, where he says, I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God made it grow. And then he goes on to say that neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but God is the one who makes things grow. So us being servants of the Father, being servants of God, continuously pouring into and watering the seeds, especially being in ministry for most of my life. And a lot of the times when you're in ministry, you don't get to see the results of anything that you do. It is good work, and I hear stories sometimes about how important my words were to people, but you don't always get those stories. You don't always get that feedback, and you don't always get to see the benefits of the work that you do when you're in ministry, or the impact that you've made. But I just want to encourage anyone who might be feeling anywhere near like I'm feeling, kind of at the point where I'm just, allowing God to work in me and through me, to realize that God is the only one who makes things grow. Without God, we're working on our own power. We're not growing anything, and we're not going to reap that harvest. And God is the one who brings that harvest in, whether we ever see it on this side of heaven or not. And then another thought is, you have to remember that the story is not about you. It's not about me. It's not about us. We're in the story. We are a character in the story, but it's not our story. It's God's story. So whether you get to see it at the beginning, and you're pouring into somebody, or you're able to see, when they first come to Christ, whether you're helping them along their journey, or, whether you get to see that harvest come in and see them bring others to Christ, whatever part of the journey you are on with others, just remember that you're part of the story and you're not the whole story. God is the whole story. We are fortunate enough to be allowed into his story, but it's not about us. The story is about God. And just remember that as you're pouring into others, as you are working for the Lord, that the story is about God. And just like today, I was fortunate enough to reap a harvest that was not planted by me. These two little squash and a little tiny tomato, but I didn't do anything to get this. I didn't do anything to deserve this. Whoops, I dropped the tomato. But I was able to bring in a harvest that somebody else worked for. So I hope that was an encouragement to y'all. And I hope you guys have an amazing day. Remember, You're a character in God's story, and let's bring God the glory. So I love you all, and I'll see y'all later.